Everything we eat has the potential to change our brain chemistry, and as a result, the way we feel.
When you're stressed out, it's easy to grab something that tastes good, but isn't always good for you.
This is the #1 cause. Junk moods come from junk foods.
And you're thinking, what is the big deal? You ate a fast food meal. So that fast food enters your belly, your body. You know what it wants? It wants nutrients. So it's looking for nutrients in this meal, but instead, what is it finding? I'll tell you what it's finding. Way too much sugar in these fast food meals. This is way too much salt. And then what would make me feel so just, number one, at first satisfied, but so terrible later, all of these fat globules.
You can't just stuff any old thing into the brain and expect to feel good afterwards.
Killer. It's a killer that's worse than alcohol, worse than nicotine, worse than drugs. It's called monosodium glutamate. And most people don't know that MSG is in thousands of processed food, often under hidden name, probably in your kitchen cabinets.
MSG. You may think it's only an ingredient in Asian food, but you're wrong. It's everywhere. From restaurants to your grocery to your kids' school cafeterias, even your baby's formula. Monosodium glutamate is a flavor enhancer that's been big in the U.S. since the 50s. It's supposed to make your food taste better, but research shows MSG is making us fat. Blaylock says to reduce MSG intake, consumers will have to pick foods more carefully.
In the 1970s, the top 5 beef packers controlled only about 25% of the market. Today, the top 4 control more than 80% of the market. You see the same thing happening now in pork. Even if you don't eat at a fast food restaurant, you're now eating meat that's being produced by this system.
You know why? Because in America, corporations run the show. Even though 9 out of 10 Americans would like foods to at least be labeled to, at least we know they're Franken-foods.
Why?
Okay, they can't. Why? Because it says it would hurt sales.
No.
So shut up and eat your fucking mutant chili.
The last 25 years, our government has been dominated by the industries that it was meant to be regulating.
We've done in modern industrial agriculture is to grow it faster, fatter, bigger, cheaper. Nobody's thinking about E. coli, type 2 diabetes, and the ecological health of the whole system. We're outsourcing autonomous farmer decision-making. We're outsourcing that to corporate boardrooms in big cities 1,000 miles away where people make decisions and don't live with the consequences of those decisions.
Tyson, for example, is the biggest meatpacking company in the history of the world. The industry changed the entire way that chicken are raised. Birds are now raised and slaughtered in half the time they were 50 years ago, but now they're twice as big. People like to eat white meat, so they redesigned the chicken to have large breasts. They not only changed the chicken, they changed the farmer. The whole industrial food system really began with fast food. In the 1930s, a new form of restaurant arose, and it was called the drive-in. The McDonald brothers had a very successful drive-in, but they decided to cut costs and simplify. So they fired all their car hops, they got rid of most of the things on the menu, and they created a revolutionary idea to how to run a restaurant.
I feel guilty giving it to my kids, but we don't have time to cook because we leave at 6. We don't get home until 9, 10 at night. When you have only $1 to spend and you have 2 kids to feed, either you go to the market and try to find something that's cheap or just go straight through a drive-through and get 2 small hamburgers for them and, okay, here, eat them. This is what's going to fill her up, not that one single item at the market.
Why is it that you can buy a double cheeseburger at McDonald's for 99 cents and you can't even get a head of broccoli for 99 cents?
Doctors in Ontario want to wage war on obesity. As Aaron Salzman explains, they're pushing for graphic warning labels and special levies on junk foods.
The ads are modeled on the type of graphic warnings found on cigarette packs. This one on a box of grape juice shows a child's foot with what appears to be a diabetic ulcer. They're provocative, even inflammatory. And that's the
Sugary
point.
drinks. We don't need them to survive. They're just water and sugar and calories. Let's put a tax on those to try and encourage people to drink more healthy drinks.
The doctors are calling for the price of fizzy drinks to go up by at least 20%. They also want to see adverts for foods high in fat, sugar or salt banished from daytime television and relegated to after the 9 o'clock watershed.
Here we have, right here, we're in Ozark Natural Foods and Health Food Store, and what are we doing? We're teaching individuals and encouraging them how to eat healthy.
But the one thing I have to emphasize is it's the choices you make every single day that matter. It's so easy to say yes to all that bad stuff out there, and it definitely scared me to see how easy it was to fall into an unhealthy routine. But in the end, I didn't feel good. My body felt bad, my brain felt bad. I felt sad to some extent. I need you to listen to that voice. It's never too late to make a change.